Good afternoon. Today is the 20th of August and this is what used to be known as Bursledon Brickworks at Swanwick near Southampton. It's now called the Brickworks Museum and it is, I think, the last remaining brickworks of its type in the country. I have actually been here before. We had a private tour as part of a club that I'm part of, the Testimony Motor Enthusiasts, back in May. But today I heard that there were some interesting vehicles turning up. So it's only about 15 minutes or so from where I live, and so I thought we'd come along and take a look at interesting vehicles. Oh gosh, there's all sorts of things going on here. I don't think I'm going to get a copyright strike for that music view, so we should be alright. I wonder if any Testimony Motor Enthusiasts members are actually here today. Well, there's quite a few tasty treats here. Wow, a lot busier than it was when I was last here. Let's go over actually this way and get out of the sort of music for a second. I'll just tell you a bit more about the brickwork itself. The soil around here is very, very good for making bricks. Oh gosh, there we go, there's an old bus there. The soil around here is very, very good for making bricks, and so when the Bursledon Brick Company, BBC, yes, BBC, wanted to move to a larger premises, they were based in Chelmsford, which is quite near here. It's actually pretty much the next place to where we live, and so they came to this sort of site. It wasn't really anything, I don't think, near the railway that goes still past here. The nearest stations, I think, are Swanwick and Bursledon. And they found this site and they built this big brickworks over there. There was also a northern brickworks, the other side of the N27. Of course, the N27 wasn't built until the mid-1970s. And there are actually two bridges going over it because there were two access roads, and so they allowed them to have two bridges. These were built around, I think it's around 1973. So we just look there, there's N27 down there. And you can see the other bridge just over there. It never was used particularly. By the mid-70s, the brickworks, which had been founded just after the turn of the 20th century, wasn't doing particularly well. The demand was kind of a bit low. And this is one of the cranes here that was actually used for moving things around the site. This one here as well, some excavators really, and they're still here. They were sort of laid up around, I think, 1978, something like that. Maybe a bit earlier. And there's all sorts of little things here as well that people have brought today, these little buses. So we'll go back towards this sort of works. There's a little miniature railway which I will show in a second, and some other sort of traction engines and things, and some coaches and all sorts of things like that. It's well worth a visit here just on its own because it's a really interesting industrial museum in itself. And they have some of these old buses here. Some of these buses are kind of sort of parked up here because they've got some space, and gypsy caravans and things. And sometimes they have big events kind of like this. As you can see, the British bus is going to be used for outreach, taking the museum to schools and groups, and they're going to be applying for funding. Obviously, so far it doesn't look like it's been to too many places. But we'll have a look. There's a traction engine here as well. But first of all, I'm actually going to talk you through a couple of things I found in the car park, and you'll take a look at see what the miniature railway looks like. Look at this, viewers. A Triumph Spitfire 1500 1975-76 registration. This is just in a normal car park, so someone's obviously having fun with their classic on a sunny day in August. This one's got overdrive as well. I think most of the original wheels saw one of these actually too. That's good, isn't it? Here's the little miniature railway that operates at the brickworks. It used to actually take the bricks from one part of the works to the other, but now you can just ride on it, as these people here are doing. I kind of fancy a go on it myself, but I kind of fear that I might look a bit ridiculous going along on this miniature railway just on my own when I've had to come here with no one else today because my lady wife didn't want to come, and my nephew and my sister aren't here either, so that's going to look a bit ridiculous. Maybe another time. But I've also spotted something else. We've got this 1999 Corsa B here. Of course, local plate to the area. That's a 5-door GLS. And something else particularly tasty. Look at this, viewers. Again, local plate to the area. Original plate from Marshall of Southampton. Double A was the suffix that a lot of the cars in this Bewley area used as well. Yeah, Double A, years of Southampton plate. Also used in the Portsmouth area. Pre-1995 area code on the number plate there. And this Celica, I think it's a 93 or a 94. With pop-up headlamps. I think the newer version of these came out around 94. And it's the GTI 16. I guess the same engine as in the MR2 actually. That's pretty good, isn't it? Of course, it can't be a classic car show video without an MGB. This one, 73, 74. Late chrome bumper example. Yes, good old Sherpa interior door handles. And everything else, of course, those are on as well. Excellent, well let's get back to the main part of the museum, shall we? I really like that Celica views, that was special. I remember the Marshall Rolf Toyota, which was a local dealership in this area. Let's have a look at some of the other cars here though. Ford Anglia 105E, it's the deluxe model, this one. Obviously it's been modified. Got a Burton head on there. Is that a crossflow or a pre-crossflow engine, dear? Somebody let me know because I'm not sure. Well, here we go. It's a 1960. Gosh, it's a really early one. Yes, it is a 1600 GT crossflow. That's been modified quite extensively. It's got a gearbox out of a Ford Cortina 2000E. And it's got 105 horsepower, but that's about the same as the original Lotus Cortina, actually, 105 horsepower. And we've seen this 1981 Triumph TR7 before. One of the last ones would have been built over at Solihull. And then just for 2 litre, there was a TR8 available as well at the time. But that one's a TR7. You can tell it's a Solihull built car by the boot lock. These are pretty old plates, aren't they? Look what they're old. And then a Reliant Rebel, which was kind of like the Reliant Regal that you kind of would have seen at the time, and also in those old Mr. Bean episodes where the blue van used to fall over. That was a Reliant Regal Supervan 3. This is the Rebel, the 4-wheel version. They weren't particularly popular because you could kind of buy a lot of cars for the same money, which were, also with 4 wheels. So quite a late one, 72, 73. The Kitten was one that came after that. We've also got here a nice MGB. I forget the name of this colour, but when I was a lot younger, one of my friends at primary school, his parents had a car just like this. It was also blue, also rubber bumper, and also a GT. Do we have an information sheet here, viewers? No, we don't. But yeah, this is a really late one actually. Not as late as I've seen them on a C plate before. So registrations occurred a lot longer after production ended in 1980 than you would have thought. But it's either registered in 1980 or 1981. And then we've got some MGs here. The Silent MG Owners Club is here. So a registration MGTF, the 2006. Production, of course, as you know, Longbridge finished April 2005. So it's a very late one, this. It's made by Brown and Gammon. So I think Brown and Gammon's were one of the only MG dealers that sort of continued through the sort of weird period between 2005 and 2011. And then there's 2000. This will be an F rather than a TF. Let's not fall over that flag post, viewers. That's just the best idea not to do that. And then 2002 MGTF. It's the limited edition 135. Oh, I'm so sorry, viewers. I was wrong. It's a personal plate. It was a 2004 limited edition, 80th anniversary limited edition 135. There was also an 85th anniversary edition. As you can see, the seats do give it away. There was also a limited edition in 2009, the 85th anniversary. That was on the continuation cars, because it did make these from 2008 to 2011 under Nanjing or SAIC. And there we go, we've actually got a sort of badge on the back of it as well. Most of the interiors on these were actually black, so it's good to see one that has a different type of interior. 1968-69 MGB. To look at the bonnet bulge, if the bonnet bulge would be an MGC, but it's not. Can't see, I know there's so much in the background, I do apologise, viewers. Early MGF with the gingicators at the front. Ooh, a beige leather interior with wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers, as you well know. That's pretty tasty. And then, of course, more MGBs, 69 to 70, with a red leather interior, I think. That's been retrimmed, hasn't it? And then next to it, so we can see the difference, an MGC. This has had some sort of mini light style wheels put on it. What did they come out? 67, I think. 67, 68 on an F. More red leather interior. This one's an auto as well. Gosh, that's rare. Yeah, MGC GT. Then an MGA. This one's the 1600, so it's quite a late one. So we've got the Jaguar E-Type here to V12, 1971-72 registration. This isn't the. This actually might be the 2+2. The seats are folded in this. I mean, they're pretty useless anyway in an E-Type 2+2. They're not the best. I have driven the 2+2 E-Type, and getting in the back was not very easy, shall we say. Look at all those exhaust pipes at the bottom there. And then we've got Morris Minor 63 1098 cc engine. Just see, I didn't think one's as late as 63. It is 63, is that what it says? It says 63. It looks a lot earlier than that, actually. It's got the flat pan wipers on it. Maybe it's a registration or something. What a Ford Explorer. Wow. My gosh, these are rare. They were sold over here officially for a time. As you can see, it's actually got the steering wheel on the right hand side. This is a 99. It's actually got EV at the end, so this might have been registered by Ford themselves. Can't really tell what colour that is. It's a sort of olive interior. But they didn't do very well in this country, and also this is at the time of the sort of Ford and Firestone problem with the tyres and things like that, which was a huge recall back in the day. But yeah, I mean, that's unusual to see something like this sort of around here. Oh, an Austin A35 van from 1961. They actually made these until 1968. They were replaced by an Austin badge version of the Morris Minor van, or rather the Austin 600 weight or 800 weight or O-type. Local plate, of course, TR. There we go. Registered in Bitton, which is in Southampton. This has not been particularly far. How to drive a car. Take it these clowns have actually been having a look at that before getting on the road. Always good to get the clowns to have some education. Trafficators in use. Austin A30, A35 Owners Club. Little picnic set. That's probably from the 60s, 70s, that thing. Excellent. And these are the actual kind of old ovens that they used to sort of heat heat up and cool the bricks and that sort of thing, furnaces and all sorts of things. There's all sorts of things around here. We'll have a look at the cars there, baby. That's probably why you clicked on this video, to see cars rather than tours of industrial sites. So we've got a Mini 30 here, quite an early one actually, an 89, but on an F. Most of them I see are on G plates actually for the Mini 30s. We've seen quite a few of those recently at shows, haven't we? It seems to be everywhere. Much earlier Mini here, 72, 73. What is this? An 850 or a Mini 1000. We've got a lime flower sort of interior back. No, it's a Mini 1000. The one here is it's a Mark II actually. This one, 1275 Cooper. There we go. Yeah, she's Cooper S. It's a 69, so late Mark II then, because I finished on an H later on 69 with the sliding roof. So yeah, proper Cooper S. That's fantastic, isn't it? Minivan here, a 1982. Wow, that's one of the very last ones. On an X with the 998cc engine. Of course, the doors from the Mark I and Mark II right till the end, with those house-style door handles, sliding window, exposed hinges, and do we have a pressed steel grille on the front? Yes, we do. So it's all original spec. It's quite rare to see them like that. Do we have a Wolseley Hornet here, viewers? Has he been modified in there? No, sorry, it's a Riley Elf. It's not a Hornet, it's a Riley Elf. Bit of a contrast here, right at the end. This will be a Cooper Sport, won't it? A 2000 on an X. So we take a look in here, back just to make sure. Yeah, Cooper Sport, it's not a 500. You can see probably a personal plate. 67, 68. Oh, no, sorry, 67 it will be, because this is a Mark I, Austin Mini Cooper S. The Mark IIs have different rear lights, so that's a late Mark I, 67. This one I have seen many times before. It lives locally, and it was registered just round the corner from where we live at Rowell's Garage in Chalmers Fall, which is less than a 10-minute drive from our front door actually. This I think is a 94 or 95. The current owner's mother-in-law, bought it in 97. It was a used car, and it is very original. It's incredibly original, this car. So you can see here, original plates on there date from pre-95. There's the little badge of Rowell's Garage used to put on their cars. But this sticker is from when the car was resold in 97. I'll explain the difference in the phone number. But usually pops up at the show at Concord Classics, which is in Eastleigh, which is, I tend to walk to that, because it's very close to where we live. And we'll probably see that next month as well, because when it is, it's on the, I think, 9th or 10th of September. Mini Rose, special edition. I don't think I've seen one of these before actually. It's got some Cooper details on it. I don't think the Cooper came out till 1990, and that's actually got a plate from 88, 89. We're not going to look at the bikes here, viewers. There are lots of bikes, but we're not going to look at those because I don't know anything about them. We're just going to have to walk past them. We can have a look though at this Land Rover Series 3. Is this it's a lightweight Series 3? Yes, I have driven one of these actually. I drove one on the channel. Let's get this right, I think it was towards the back end of last year. Unlike the normal Series 3s, they have a dash from a Series 2. This one is sort of on an N, so 74, 75. They're made till around, I think, about 1983 or 85, something like that. And then we got something else here. I forget the age of this particular Jeep. I don't know if it's one of the water ones, or it's a little bit later. I feel it's a little bit later, but I could be completely wrong, as I am about so many things. But the plates, obviously, on this being reflective ones, are a bit later than it, I think. So sea shanties going on in the background, viewers. We do have this nice Land Rover Series 2A. It's a really late one with headlamps in the grille, because they removed the headlamps in the grille for all models in 69, and that's a 68-69 registration. With some other overseas markets, I think America, things like that, they put the headlamps in the wings a lot earlier than that, but they were regulated to do it in 69. So it's 68, this one. It's not come very far actually, this. Petersfield's not very far from here at all. It's less than half an hour. So it's not gone too far at all. But yeah, it was a tender used by Hampshire Fire Service, also by Hampshire Fire Brigade. It's Bedford.
Spanish ladies, thank you very much.
Now, we've got all the accessories and everything in here. It looks actually pretty up together in here. That's pretty good. Tons of things. Is this a TK? Yeah, it's a 62. It's a TK HO with an old Hampshire plate as well. It's a 5-litre petrol engine with 8 miles per gallon. Designed and then built at the Hampshire Fire Service Workshop in Winnell, which is Winnell's part of Winchester. That's where I'm from. Look at all this stuff. Re-operator's pickaxe. Through that. Oh, and this Ford Prefect's just on its way out. So about 52, 53, I think. That's pretty good. Station Motors in Woolston. That's again nearby. It's in Southampton. Lloyd Consulting stickers, T-shirts, and mugs are available by clicking the link to the Google form in the video description below. Southampton District Transport Heritage Trust are here. On some buses, I haven't seen one of them today, but we've got a guy here. Now this will be from the 50s, I think. Local plate to the area, TR. I wonder if I can actually get on and have a look inside here, viewers. Might as well, there we go. 226 Portswood Road. That is now a Sainsbury's. I was right, it's a Guy Arab Mark III from 1951. Remained in service for 20 years. Wow, that's... Sold to a disc jockey in London. So we'll have a look inside, won't we? So we've got these stairs. I hope you don't fall over or anything. It's always a danger with walking around, things are falling over. It's really hot up here. Gosh. It's in very nice condition, this. It's in superb condition. You sit up here, of course, you feel like you're actually in control of the bus, even if you're not. Yeah, that is not a place to spend an awful lot of time. It's pretty warm up here. Don't fall down the stairs, viewers. That would be a terrible idea. Just about kind of walk up right in here. Restoration carried out in 2013 to 16. Excellent. We've got another bus here, formerly operated by East Kent. Here we go. So 1951 Leyland Beetle. So we're both actually the same year. Although this is so the body was put on a much older bus. It's really weird, isn't it? Climb in here. This is a lot more luxurious, isn't it, this one? Look at this. It's even comfortable for the driver in there. Wow. It's pretty special, isn't it, viewers? Anyway, I think that's the end of our time here. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comment below, and we shall see you again soon for doubtless more correct information.